Hello everybody and welcome to The Walking Dead JSS Season 6 Episode 2 Recap Review. My name is James Turnipseed, nice to meet you. Um, so I'll read you the description from TV because it's in true Walking Dead fashion. JSS, when it appears that things are starting to normalize in the settlement, a new problem arises for Alexandrians. Typical Walking Dead fashion. If you watch my comic book reviews, you get it. So yeah, starts off super weird. That girl, and I can't remember her name. The little girl that Carl hooked up with. Shows her walking in the woods. She finds a turtle, or she goes in a car and writes JSS on the window after she killed a zombie. There's a pretty picture of a turtle walking by, and she rips his head off and starts eating it and makes JSS with his bones in the ground. And her face is all bloody, and then she writes it on her hand in mud, so it's JSS. Then it goes back to Alexandria. And then all hell breaks loose, or almost all hell breaks loose. Maggie's talking to Deanna with a packet of seeds and 2 shovels, talking about we're going to expand here and we're going to grow some tomatoes and vegetables. And then, in very disappointing special effects, a zombie or a person on fire flies over the fence. I'm sure you've seen commercials for it. It's like, you make so much money and you're going to give us shit effects, come on. Then that happens and people jump over. Carol's talking to the people in the food storage place, and they're talking about how Carol has amazing recipes. So let's face it, Carol was poor white trash, so she learned to improvise, and she even talks about making a spring cleaning casserole for her husband that used to beat her. So they do that, and this one's talking about old noodles, and if only you assigned me like a pasta maker, we'll have fresh pasta. And then she's looking out the window, and that chick's smoking a cigarette, and you're kind of like, because you think about, you ever smoke super stale cigarettes? That's how you get bronchitis. And then a guy comes by and shanks her, and you're like, whoa, is Carol just freaking out, or what the fuck? And then they have Carl walking little baby Judith, and he sees, or actually before that, Ron is talking to his mom, and he's kind of being a dick, like, cause she's like, here, I'll give you a haircut, and he's like, this is just how you're trying to talk to me, blah 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 blah. He's being a kid that's like, my dad died, and it's your fault. He was a dick, but I loved him, kind of thing, you know. And she says that he can't even lift his left arm up over his head because his dad used to beat them so bad that he broke his arm. And then he storms off and he's talking to some girl, and Carl, she's kind of looking at him like, oh. Because remember, they were cool to Carl at first. And then Father Gabriel goes behind him and he's like, Carl. And then he apologizes for what he said to Deanna. And finally admits he was talking about him. And he wants Carl to teach him basically how to defend himself like they were trying to back at the church. And Carl tells him, you need to tell everybody. Like, you need to tell everybody that you lied and... well, you're talking about yourself. And he says, like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then Carl, like, kind of walks forward a little bit and tells him, come by around 3. And keeps walking. And then all hell breaks loose. Guy flies over the fence. People trapping people. Carol transforms in, like, that. Gets a knife. She's killing people. Stabbing this one chick in the ear. Defends herself. She puts a W on her head because, hey, it's the wolves. Oddly enough, you don't see Rick, Daryl, Michonne, pretty much anybody, except for Morgan. Morgan shows up and he has issues with killing people. But everybody defends himself. Nobody super important dies. There's a new doctor called Denise. She's not really a doctor, but went to like med school. And then it kind of just goes with the wolves murdering spree. And unlucky Alexandrians get killed pretty much. Nobody major though. Holly is one of their names. Short blonde hair. Denise tries to save her. And Miss Nudemeyer was the one that got killed with the marbles. And that's about it. Morgan shows up in the like he basically defends off a pack of the wolves with his stick, and he's telling them like, "My people have guns. Get out of here, or else you're gonna die." And he fights them off, and then they take off, and then it goes back to him going into his house, and the first guy that rode up on him when he was eating oatmeal is there, and he's like, and they get into a scuffle, and Morgan's just killing him with his stick, and then the guy's like, "You can't, can you?" And Morgan just kind of looks at him. He's like, "You should have," and he lunges forward, and Morgan hits him again, and then he tells him sorry, and pop, hits him right in the face. And kills him. And then it flashes to Carl in his house, and he keeps saying that girl's name. It's like something with A-N, not like Andrea or nothing like that. It's something weird. And he doesn't find her because he just finds a note on the ground that says "just survive somehow." So JSS, just survive somehow. And timer goes off, and he pulls that thing out, and that's how and then Morgan just keeps walking with the blue thing in his hand, and then that's how the episode ends. But if you were wondering, like I was, where's Rick, Glenn, Daryl, Michonne, all those people, like where's Group A? In the scenes from the, like, you know how they do that at the end? It shows them they're still out trying to work that horde. I guess they just sent Morgan back. That was it. That was episode JSS. You get a makeup for the kind of weird first episode of the season where they got you to go, "I want to watch second episode." So that's that. Feel free to subscribe. There'd be little things that you could have just clicked on throughout the whole video. They say click the sub, so you just click that and it subscribes for you, and that helps me out a lot. It also helps you out. You don't have to type it out. You don't have to search for my Walking Dead recaps if you like watching them, and I appreciate it. So let me know, are you gonna watch this shit on Netflix, Hulu, which plan? Peace, I'm out of here.